do. In legal terms, the word river usually includes all natural streams, no matter how small. More difficult still is the word natural. People have been interacting with rivers and changing them for thousands of years, so that today there are not many that can be described as completely natural and unmodified. To complete our deconstruction of the dictionary definition, let us remember that not all rivers flow into the sea or a lake. Some rivers disappear into the ground or dry up completely before reaching another body of water. So, contrary to what we expect of a dictionary, its definition is not universal. This is not a modern conundrum. Dr. James Clyde, whose book Elementary Geography reached its 25th edition in the late 19th century, was presented with it in his article on Rivers and Rivers in the Scottish Geographical Journal of 1885. He ducked the issue by paraphrasing John Stuart Mill in renouncing the metaphysical nicety of definition. Everyone has a notion, sufficiently correct for common purposes, of what is meant by river. There is a body of geographical research into how small children perceive their surroundings, and their notions of what a river should be are as good as any. Some of the best taken from a recent study are wet water running down, a long blue thing that's wet, and something that flows and has fish and water. All are sufficiently correct for our purposes. Chapter 1. Nature's Driver. Water is the driver of nature. Leonardo da Vinci, 1452 to 1519. Italian painter, architect, and engineer. We live on a wet planet. Water is the most abundant substance on Earth and covers 2/3 of its surface. It is also found in smaller quantities in the air we breathe, the plants and animals we see, and the ground on which we tread. This water is continuously on the move, being recycled between the land, oceans, and atmosphere, an eternal succession known as the hydrological cycle. Rivers play a key role in the hydrological cycle, draining water from the land and moving it ultimately to the sea. Any rain or melted snow that doesn't evaporate or seep into the earth flows downhill over the land surface under the influence of gravity. This flow is channeled by small irregularities in the topography into rivulets that merge to become gullies that feed into larger channels. The flow of rivers is augmented with water flowing through the soil and from underground stores, but a river is more than simply water flowing to the sea. A river also carries rocks and other sediments, dissolved minerals, plants, and animals, both dead and alive. In doing so, rivers transport large amounts of material and provide habitats for a great variety of wildlife. They carve valleys and deposit plains, being largely responsible for shaping the Earth's continental landscapes. Rivers change progressively over their course from headwaters to mouth, from steep streams that are narrow and turbulent to wider, deeper, often meandering channels. From upstream to downstream, a continuum of change occurs. The volume of water flowing usually increases, and coarse sediments grade into finer material. In its upper reaches, a river erodes its beds and banks, but this removal of earth, pebbles, and sometimes boulders gives way to the deposition of materials in lower reaches. In tune with these variations in the physical characteristics of the river, changes can also be seen in the types of creatures and plants that make the river their home. Its narrow linear form and its flow in just one direction provide an obvious spatial dimension to how we should describe and understand the physical, chemical, and biological properties of a river, horizontally from upstream to downstream. But